What's happening, everyone? Welcome to episode 87 of the game-moost podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Turford, alongside Mr. Monokuma here, as well as the ghost with the most, Drew McMillan.
Yeah, I'm back.
Where did you go?
Well, I was Peter Dinklage for a while, and then, I guess some other stuff happened, and now I'm Nolan North.
But you were here last week. How does this work?
I'm talking from the perspective of the friendly ghost from Destiny, because the Destiny 2 beta is back. It's open. It's open. It's happening right now. Yeah,
we're going to talk about that in a bit, and of course, the artist formerly known as the Brock star, Broccoli himself, Brock McLaughlin.
That is me. What's going on? you bring up Peter Dinklage, which is what I call my penis.
Yes,
it's penis Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredibly small and hairy.
That and Mr. Drippy.
Yeah. That's just between us.
Yeah, as we discussed.
TMI, man. TMI.
Yeah.
So, on today's show, we're going to talk about some Splatoon 2. We're going to have sort of almost our review in progress. You could call it that. Casey Hudson also returns to Bioware. We're going to talk all about that. But first, speaking of what you were talking about earlier, Drew, the Destiny 2 beta is happening this weekend, and it was happening all week.
Starting on the 18th was the preview beta. So if you pre-ordered it, or if you were Ryan Turford and found a code on Twitter,
3 in the morning, man.
Yeah, then you would have been playing the beta from the 18th up until now, and then the open beta started on Friday the 21st.
Right,
which was yesterday for us.
And in fact, if you're still listening on Sunday, you can still jump in on your console of choice, except for PC. Because the PC beta isn't until August.
Yeah.
You just hop on the store and then just download the beta and play. So we're going to talk about what we thought about it. So start us off, Drew, being the biggest Destiny fan at this table. What did you think about the beta? I know you just played it yesterday, so haven't had a ton of time with it.
The shooting still feels really, really good. The shooting feels solid. I've heard some complaints, people saying that the PvE experience isn't great. That bad guys are a little bit of bullet sponges, and it felt that way. I don't know if you had that. Yeah, and also that your powers didn't regenerate quickly enough. Yeah,
I felt like your super way slower than usual. You're using grenades way less.
Yeah, I found myself waiting for grenades a lot longer than I had remembered.
I got a hot date with Destiny tonight, so that's all I'm going to be playing. But for now, I totally haven't heard a thing.
But don't worry, you won't be playing for very long, because the one thing about this beta is it's very, very short.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is literally just the opening mission.
Is it just single player?
And there's also one strike, which is like a co-op thing.
It's kind of like the dungeons from Destiny. And then there's PvP.
And then there's all the PvP stuff.
Yeah, you can play as much PvP as you want on 4 maps.
Yeah.
Kind of like another game we're talking about.
What modes are there? There's I haven't played any PvP.
There's just the standard domination mode, and then there's the new mode that's kind of like Counter-Strike, where essentially you have a teams of 4, and then you one team's on offense and can plant the charges while the other team is supposed to defend the charges.
Yeah.
Kind of like counter-terrorists and terrorists from Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you planted the bomb.
Yep. And it literally is like that with the speaker, where he's like, you planted the bomb, Guardians.
Yeah.
Or you've defended the bomb. Just come on, dude.
Has it been easy to find matches and quick?
Yeah. I think my big takeaway from the beta that I had with the PvP Crucible experience specifically is that matchmaking was really quick. It's not really much quicker than the original Destiny game, because PvP's always really been popular in Destiny, especially coming from the company that made Halo. It makes sense that competitive multiplayer would be really popular with people. But finding people to do the strike specifically, I found took a very long time. In fact, I haven't done it yet because I waited in queue for half an hour.
What are you both playing it on?
PS4.
I had the beta on PS4, but I have it downloaded on Xbox.
I have it installed on the Xbox One as well. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't know necessarily if PS4 is going to be my console of choice, but from what I heard from a lot of people in the beta, the PS4 Pro actually adds to the visuals in 1080p, like some of the visual flares. So I noticed that the first mission itself looked pretty beautiful, but I don't have a basis of comparison to go off of because I haven't seen the Xbox version yet on the same TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know how different that is. But I mean, if that makes a difference for me personally, that might be something that persuades me to play the full game on PS4.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good and it feels really smooth. The story stuff, I get that we don't know a lot of what's going on, but when Dominus Gall like looks you in the eye and says, "Welcome to a world without light," and then gently kicks you off his spaceship, I was like, really? Like
it was so bad.
The top, like the big villain in the game, like literally looks you in the eye and says the tagline for the game at the start of the first act. You're like, that's fucking lame. That's shitty writing.
I mean, that's just like saying like the title of a song in the song itself. You're like, oh, that's when it all came together.
Yeah,
I like it when they say the name of the movie in the movie.
Oh, exactly.
Ah.
Yeah, that's right. Or the name of the show or the TV show.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they do that in Arrested Development, and Ron Howard comes in with the narration. He's like, "Hey, that's the name of the show."
He's a family guy.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff.
And
That's good.
we need to save them because Dunkirk.
Yeah, that's
Which is the best movie of summer, hands down.
I find
that
that like
was
a cerebral World War II like art picture would really grab you that much. I'm very surprised.
I didn't think so either. I thought I was gonna hate it.
Well, especially in a year when Spider-Man came out and other things.
They're so different though. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like I don't even want to compare. Like one's like cinematic gold, and the other was
But you brought the
Spider-Man.
comparison upon yourself by saying it was the best.
It really was though. It was just incredible.
I thought the best
I was
movie
blown away.
I thought the best movie of the summer was Baby Driver. What happened?
Well, I thought it was gonna be the Emoji Movie, but here we are.
Well,
Did that movie come out?
No, it comes
No.
out the next week.
Is it gonna bomb really hard?
I think so.
Am I going to be forced to see this at the drive-in? Because when I go camping, we always go to the drive-in. And
Probably.
there's always some terrible movie. Last year was Life of Pets.
Oh, that wasn't bad. I like pets.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
still can't believe you don't like the drive-in. The drive-in's awesome.
No, I love the drive-in. No, I love the experience of going to the drive-in.
Yeah.
The problem is you end up seeing basically the two most popular movies that are out that weekend because that's what's showing, right?
Yeah.
And last time it was two movies that I don't think were that suited for the drive-in. Maybe Life of Pets, I guess. The first movie, though, was Jason Bourne, the most recent Jason Bourne movie, which is like very hard to watch on a giant drive-in screen because it shakes and moves so much, and it's very dark.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the first movie up. Woo,
Wait, so they played Life of Pets second?
Yeah.
That is weird.
That's a
No,
weird double
they
bill,
do
right?
That is a very weird
They
thing.
do that all the time. I
Yeah.
used to, in fact, fun fact: when I used to live in London before moving here to Toronto, the Mustang Drive-In used to be a hip happening place
That's a
where I used to
sweet
go to all the
name.
time. And I used to go, like me and my family would go there all the time. That was the place where I saw like Terminator 2 and Jason Goes to Hell and Alien 3 and a ton of great movies back when I was a kid.
I think the last movie I saw at the drive-in was the American Pie, the newest American Pie. It was good.
Yeah. So the drive-in itself, the way they structure it is always the newer movie is first and the older movie is last, or the movie that people won't care about as much. So then a lot of people, what they'll do, because the drive-in is usually so cheap, is they'll actually pay like the $7 to get in, which is usually cheaper than your normal movie ticket, to go see a new movie and then just leave.
Yeah.
Like before the second movie. So that's usually why they structure it that way, where like Life of Pets is not only the second movie, but like the last movie.
I think we need more drive-in theaters. They're a great place to hook up. Cheaper than a motel,
There you go.
and your wife will never catch you.
I mean, there you go. That's some
I
life
don't know
advice.
where I'm going with this.
Married?
You don't know that.
That's true. We don't know these things.
That is true.
I
I
very well
have
could
not
be.
dug into your personal records. I have not done
Anyways, getting back
Hi, sweetie.
getting back to Destiny. Yeah, I mean, overall, let's wrap up our thoughts on it, I guess, is that I enjoyed what's there. As someone who's a lapsed Destiny fan, just like you, Drew, I sort of enjoyed the combat. I think that's
Yeah.
always been Destiny's strong suit.
That was, I think, the only thing I liked from the original Destiny.
I don't think there's anything in this beta that sort of is supposed to win anyone over, but I don't necessarily think that was the point of this beta. The point of this beta was sort of to do server stress tests and some other things. But ultimately, I'm more positive about the game now than I was at the start. I actually did like the homecoming mission, not so much the story stuff, but I liked the level design and some of the enemies you fought. And I even liked sort of the difficulty, the fact that some of them were a bit bullet spongy.
There's some quirky weirdness about it. First of all, we need to say that the version of the beta that's out there, according to Bungie, is actually a build from several months ago.
Right. It looks like the same build from the event, the Destiny event.
Because they needed a stable build to enter into CERT, which takes a long time. So that means they picked a build from, potentially like 3 or 4 months ago, which would make sense. So there's some stuff that's funny. Like, you open the game as you're flying in a hawk, which are like those weird, like, kind of like they're the things that like fly around the tower all the time.
Right.
They have like 2 engines that go up and down on the side of them. Like they're these weird VTOL things. Not your spaceship. You're not flying in your spaceship, which is a little strange. It's like, why are you in a hawk? Like that never happens in the game.
Yeah. Maybe you're just using it to take a cab or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then,
that was the best I could come up with.
Like as you're flying in, is when when the attack happens. It feels like they wrote that part and did that cutscene and then didn't know how to incorporate the player into it, and then just said like, well, you'll just appear where Zavala was. I think really you're supposed to. I think it was originally, that mission was originally written for like you were in the control room or the command room, and then that stuff happens, and then you survive, or you get knocked down on the ground, or wherever you wake up, and then you're in the destroyed control room. Like, why is it if you were flying in that you would teleport into the destroyed control room? Like, there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't seem to make any sense. And I started to get a little bit of like, when I started looking really carefully at things, like there's some like scripted events where you see like robots fighting guys and stuff like that. You're like, that looks a little janky. And I'm like, is this all kind of bootstrappy again? Are they just kind of like, again, trying to bend an engine in a way that it wasn't really meant to go to give us a product that they were hoping was what they wanted, but really the engine couldn't really give them?
Yeah.
I'm worried that we're back to that place again.
It almost looks like they went for the same engine almost. Like, it's hard to tell. Like, there are little differences I can tell, but it's not really like there were sweeping changes that we were sort of hoping for when Destiny 2 was first announced.
It would be really interesting to know like what kind of things that they've done internally. I mean, obviously, like, things are better still. Like scripted events still do play out better. There's a smoothness in game that wasn't there before. But I have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's generally where I landed. Like, I don't feel great.
Yeah.
So the short answer is I'm going to wait for reviews.
Fair enough. We also didn't get to see as well, and this is sort of my final point, which seemed a little weird to me, is that we didn't get to see what happens after you lose your powers.
No.
Like, even the PvP and stuff you do, the equipment you're using is like light level 200 gear, like from like Destiny 1, essentially. Yeah. Like, you're not really like... You're not seeing sort of the progression, the power progression or anything like that, or see how it changes. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work. And
also, like, when the story event where they turn on the shield that surrounds the Traveler, and you like lose your powers, your ghost literally drops out of the sky. Like, he stops hovering.
Right.
And he falls off of Gaul's spaceship along with you. Like, you grab onto him, and then I think you drop him as you fall or something like that. So, like, he seems to have... no power. So like, what's going to happen? Is there no more ghosts in this game?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out later this year in September.
Stay tuned.
At least it's not too far away.
It's not very far away.
It's like a month and a half away from this game, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Brock, you wrote a little story on BrockstarGaming.com this week.
I did.
About Splatoon 2.
I did.
Your review in progress went up. On, I believe it was yesterday, so Friday, right?
Yeah, it was launch day.
Yeah. So I read it over, but I want you to sort of tell the listeners at home sort of what you thought about Splatoon 2. You got a chance to play it early.
Yeah, I got it on Tuesday, so a few days before it came out. And like, the servers were really bad. It's constantly being like, couldn't get into games, and there was very few people playing, let's be honest, like early. So like after 11, like there'd be no chance of me even getting in.
Right.
So then I played with the single player, and I really didn't like the game. I really wasn't feeling it. But by Thursday night, they added some new maps, and they like seemed to expand the weapons. Like, when I said there was only 3 weapons, the 4th one wasn't added till Thursday, which is really weird.
That is weird.
So that wasn't ever there for
Like
me.
you couldn't buy them in the shop or anything?
No,
That's
no.
weird.
So there's a lot like that didn't feel like it was there. And once this new stuff was added, the game got really fun.
Yeah.
Like really fun.
So what weapons are we talking about? Because there's the machine gun, the splat dualies, there's the minigun,
and
the
sniper.
The sniper.
I hate the sniper.
Yeah, I'm not a big
I
fan of
do
sniper.
not. The controls for the sniper are just so bad. I don't know how anyone uses that online.
Yeah.
I think it's good on certain maps, but it doesn't work a lot.
I know there's also the paint bucket and the paint roller
Yeah,
as well.
there's a paint roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Two are locked.
Yeah.
Two are still locked.
I know that there's ones that I think they might be on. I think they're all, they're potentially all unlocked if you do Salmon Run.
well, actually, no. What happens is
Because you get assigned a random weapon in Salmon Run, right?
in Salmon
Yeah.
Run, yes, but
Yeah.
in the actual multiplayer progression, you actually gain levels as you play, and every time you gain a new level, you get access to buy new weapons.
Right.
Usually, you get a choice of 3 new weapons, and depending on how much money you have, you could buy all 3 of them or not buy any of them, because there's also clothes you can buy that also give you different stats, and that's sort of where the weapon progression is now. Where actually, I'm at level 6 and I have like 12 different weapons, and of like 8 different types.
Wow.
Because again, you can buy upgraded versions of the standard
Okay.
weapons. That's how
I find the game kind of confusing.
yeah.
It's not exactly that clear.
It just sort of tries to explain everything about the hub world at the very beginning, and then never tells you anything again.
Yeah, I don't like, especially like early on when you couldn't get into matches, and even still, I find that you get stuck in rooms and no one joins you.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything in the rooms. Like you can't play with anything or
can't
like
even back
fidget
out.
or like no, you can't, and you can't back out. So then you're sitting there for like 100 seconds. You're like, this is stupid. Clearly, there's a problem. No one's in this room. It's just me.
Yeah.
And you can't talk to anybody because the voice chat is ridiculous. Yeah, it's just boring. But yeah, so I don't like that part, and I wish the Salmon Run was all the time.
Right.
Because Salmon Run is really damn fun.
Yeah.
Like really damn fun. And I love the boss battles. I don't know if you played the single player yet.
I haven't touched it yet.
The boss battles are incredibly fun, and the character designs are really cool.
Nice.
No idea what the fuck's going on in the story. I don't even know why I do not know what's going on in that game. There's some weird toxic salmon coming at me, and like
Squid Kids, you know?
some fat, like angry people, like clowns jumping on me for boss
Well,
fight.
the main reason why they had to focus on some kind of single player element is sort of something you actually brought up in
Yeah.
your review. How what are you supposed to do in portable mode when you're on the go with this game if you don't have multiplayer? And the answer is to have a single player campaign of some kind to go along with it, so you have at least something to play, because you don't always have someone else with a Switch by you to do multiplayer, like local multiplayer.
Yeah, the single player is not very. It's mainly just like a tutorial for the weapons.
Right.
The boss fight's really fun, but yeah, the rest of it, getting to the boss fights is kind of just irritating and not very much fun. So it's, I don't know. I'm still like lukewarm about it, but it is growing on me, and I'm really excited to see what they add.
Yeah, I remember yesterday specifically, like after playing like a lot of the days.
Yeah.
I remember you being like much more positive.
Thursday night they added 2 maps, and they are a blast. Instead of like they're not. I don't know how to describe this. They're like top to bottom instead of like. You know,
like vertical maps and
vertical map, and they're so cool. So
Yeah,
you
like
can,
the skyscraper one.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that
you can,
map's
like
really
dive
fun.
off.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of elements that are pretty fun, and I do find once I get into games, I just keep playing and don't stop.
Yeah. That is actually what kind of what happened yesterday, because I bought the game yesterday.
Yeah.
And when I like started playing, I just kept playing. I found myself, I played for like 3 hours straight. I'm like, oh shit, I have to go to work now.
I don't see the competitive edge at all
Yeah.
for this game, especially with there's so many weapons. You're like, I don't know, it's so.
I actually find that people at higher levels actually have a big advantage over the people in
Yeah,
lower
of
levels.
course, you'd have so much better weapons and like
Not
gear.
only that, your gear actually makes a big difference.
Yeah, so I don't really know where they're gonna go with that, and it's just not a very competitive game. Like,
Yeah.
I constantly find myself winning. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that difficult. You throw some paint on the ground and run around.
Well, that's just in Turf War too, and Turf
Yeah.
War only is a certain amount of times. There are other modes.
Yeah.
The one thing that makes me upset about this game is that you're only limited to whatever maps are available at that one time. There are more maps in the game, like basically on the either the cart or on the download. And likewise, there's more modes, but it limits you to basically what's like the 2 maps that are featured at that time with that mode.
For Tuesday and Wednesday, it was just the same 2 maps, and they were really boring.
Yeah.
And then I played one of the ones from the first game. They added one, like the car one,
Yeah.
that moves across.
Yeah.
I only played that one once before they switched again, and I've only played Turf. Like they never It's always turf mode.
Yeah, because there's a competitive mode you have to get to 10.
Which I think is a little high. I think it should be level 5.
I just don't like the idea that all this stuff is gated.
Yeah.
Like, that's my a big pet peeve.
Level 10 is far. Like, I don't know, you're level 6, I'm level 6 now, I think, too.
Yeah.
And it took me a while. Like, I put like a lot of hours in, and I'm still level 6.
Yeah.
So, like, to think that I'm going to get to level 10, not anytime soon, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think I could probably reach it by like Tuesday, but like that's me playing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, in order to get that.
Yeah, I think I just want to play competitive because I want to see what that angle is.
Yeah, because I noticed like every day or every time I sign in, it's like here are the featured maps, and the competitive maps are different than the normal maps, and usually have different modes attached to them. So then besides Turf War.
Oh my god, I hate when you log in and you have to listen to those two talk. And you can't like skip it, and they talk so slowly.
I thought it was novel the first time.
I was like, this is cute, and I was like, really, we have to do this every time I turn off this damn game.
I just wish you could skip it.
And then after competitive? There's another mode, right?
Yeah, there's another mode on top of that. It's like
But you have to be
arena mode or something, and you have to have like a certain ranking and a ranked in order to play.
Yeah, I'm not ranked at all. So
Get hyped.
Get hyped, yeah. So
some point.
yeah, I don't know. It's growing on me though.
Yeah.
I really wish I could play it on the go though.
Yeah.
Or there was some way I could.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot, and honestly, I've been really liked what I played yesterday. But yeah, I'm sort of feeling the same way you did, where I feel like it's a little too limited, a little too handholdy with stuff in the sense that it doesn't want you to progress too quickly. Which for a multiplayer game, like one of the reasons I like Overwatch so much is it doesn't have like anything behind its walls. You have all the characters unlocked at the beginning. You don't have to unlock any of the characters or the maps or any weapons or anything like that. You're only unlocking cosmetic items, and I kind of wish Splatoon did something similar. Like I like the customization of about how you can customize your character, from changing all your clothing options to changing your style of weapon. But even that, like a lot of issues I have in a Splatoon game, usually when we lose, it's because our loadout doesn't work well against the other team's loadout, and you can't change it mid-match. Yeah. So like if I decide, you know what, I feel like using the paint roller for this match, and I get randomly matched up with 3 other people who are also using paint rollers, and the other team is like splat dualies and sniper rifles and some other stuff, we're screwed. Yeah. We'll lose like instantaneously, and that's not fun.
Yeah, I don't like that feature at all. I think that needs to change too, especially for competitive. Like you got to be able to choose what's going on.
Yeah.
And there just seems like there's limited customized. Like I like the shirts and stuff. I'm like, it'd be nice to like customize your guys' face or something.
You can go back and change some of that stuff, but you can't change like the facial layout.
Yeah, there's
basically have like
everyone kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
And I hate that you change colors every match. Why don't you just be like, you're only green? If you're gonna stick in this game, you're only that one color.
I actually kind of like the fact that it changes colors.
Okay.
It actually beats just being red team versus blue team all the time. That's just
it confuses me.
Yeah,
I need things more straightforward, okay?
Brock's so confused.
But yeah, I don't know how, I saw so many reviews come out on Tuesday, and I'm like, how did you do this? There was 20 people playing the game. You clearly did not get to match level 10 with that few people.
Yeah, well, it could just be and this is sort of, as people who review games, all 3 of us here have reviewed at least something before. We know that you don't always have to complete everything in order to have an opinion about a game. So I guess in a lot of ways that makes sense, especially with the servers as limited as they are and how long it takes to level.
People might have also been coordinating their online time with other publications or other people within a publication.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also a very real possibility.
I also,
hey Drew,
hey, I didn't. By the way, I didn't play this game.
No. Yeah. I also think too that when you play private matches, you don't level either. So
that's weird.
They might have been lower levels, but then played a lot of private matches.
I like it so much more than ARMS.
Yeah. At least it's got that going for it.
I could see it selling really well, and I got so many notifications that say the Nintendo Switch is back in stock on Amazon and Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of
The Source has tons.
Yeah.
So if you're looking.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Switch, this is, folks at home, of course, this is sort of the weekend to do it. Especially with all the Nintendo stuff that came out this week. So Splatoon 2, the new Amiibos, the new Smash Brothers Amiibos, the new Nintendo 2DS XL is out this week.
I haven't.
Nintendo brought out a lot of stuff this week.
I haven't played Gunvolt yet, but I have it downloaded. I want to.
Nice.
It looks awesome. You say it's great.
It is pretty great. There's free DLC coming to it next week.
There's 9 left in stock right now on Amazon for Switches.
Yeah.
$584. Why is it so expensive?
Oh, because it's probably from a secondary.
seller. Yeah, so it looks like Amazon itself doesn't have it in stock again.
Yeah.
So
I know
it'll
that
be coming and going. You just got to keep an eye on things, look on forums and stuff like that.
I would still unless you have plans for a big trip this summer or something, I really wouldn't jump the gun yet.
Yeah.
So there's still not enough there.
Yeah. So before we move on to our next topic, you and I are both going to give a yay or nay. Do we think people should jump into Splatoon 2 now or wait until more content drops?
I would probably wait. I mean, the problem is if you wait, you're going to be at such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because the players you're going to play against are going to fucking kill you because they're going to be way better than you. And that's going to be annoying. I mean, I would probably wait.
Yeah.
But it is pretty fun.
I do think that it is fun, even when you are matched with sort of as long as you're matched with lower level people. If you are a low level, I think it's great. I think that Splatoon 2 is a really fun game. That if you're interested in a multiplayer shooter for your Nintendo Switch, this is your best option. It's your only option, pretty much.
I really like it. It's way more better than the first one. That's for sure. And they did add a lot of stuff.
I actually agree with that too. I think it is actually better.
The first one was very bare bones.
Yeah. Well, it was bare bones at start. By the time the year and a half rollout for the game ended, I think it actually was pretty complete. And that's what I'm sort of hoping for Splatoon 2 is that in a year or so from now, we're gonna have a different conversation about it.
So I asked you guys this question before, but I'll ask it again. Do you guys feel like this is just cut DLC from the first Splatoon?
I think
how much of this is a sequel?
I feel like it's as much of a sequel as what we would get if we got an Overwatch 2, where new maps, a couple new modes, new weapons, or other customization things to pick from, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think Ryan's got it.
Yeah. I don't. It's not a huge upgrade, but I think there's enough there to justify it being an actual sequel.
Visually, it looks pretty much the same.
Except it runs at 1080, 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
which is actually
except in the hub world. I find the hub world really laggy.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I captured some.
But you can have doodles there, man.
You can have doodles. I've seen some weird things. The Knack 2 things are fucking hilarious.
They're just populating everywhere.
They're just so funny.
So much Knack 2
Knack
stuff.
2, baby.
Yeah, everyone's excited for Knack 2.
To be fair, Knack 2 is only a month and a half away.
I can't wait to see how that game sells. It's being talked about so much, but is anyone going to put their money where their mouth is?
If Crash was any sign of anything, it could do well.
Yeah.
Because Crash was the... we're not going to dive into the MPD stuff, but Crash was the fourth selling best game of last month.
Yeah, Crash did well.
And
I thought it was first place.
No, it was the first place physically, but fourth place overall, including digital sales. But it was only out for 2 days.
That's pretty crazy.
So
yeah, Crash did surprisingly well.
That's
for
next
a
on my
game
list.
that's really bad. I'm surprised that it sold that well.
You can get the fuck out of here right now. Crash is real good.
I haven't played the remake yet, so
fun.
I will refrain from saying anything.
I kind of feel like Crash Bandicoot is as good as Sonic the Hedgehog, in so much as that
Sonic the Hedgehog's also
we
good.
just lost a bunch of fans.
It's not good at all, and just through the haze of nostalgia, we think it's good.
See,
I don't want to see Spyro come back because I don't think those games will be very good.
Especially those early polygonal games, they do not stand up.
Yeah.
Even the best of them, like Mario 64.
Yeah, no.
It's got some pretty big problems when you play it now.
The mini N64 kind of, rumors started this week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I want that. I'm Super Nintendo totally makes sense. N64,
the only reason
we made one as a joke. We came up with a list basically
we had a whole
as a
show
joke
about it.
about
all right.
because we're there's a bunch of shitty games on the N64.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, it's just it's not that they're shitty. They don't hold up as well when you go back and play them.
The camera on Mario 64 is just really hard to use.
And I mean, that's not just an N64 thing. Original PlayStation was the same way. It was that
absolutely.
generation, and even early PS2 stuff is the same way. Where a lot of it not only looks very dated because again, it was sort of the comparison I would make to it is Atari 2600 versus NES, where the Atari 2600 was sort of experimenting with 4-bit and 8-bit graphics, whereas the NES sort of perfected that.
Yeah.
And same deal where it wasn't until the mid-life to the end of the PS2 where we started to finally see people really grasp that.
Go back and play Nights into Dreams.
Oh, boy.
It's not a great experience.
Or
what about Gex?
What about Castlevania 64?
Oh,
Castlevania 64 is also, it's an interesting game. It has its charm. It's not necessarily a good game. And the expansion that was meant to be for the 64 DD where he plays the werewolf.
Yeah.
That they ended up just making a whole nother card for. So like those games have some interesting sort of like intellectual curiosities about them, but they don't stand up.
Yeah. It was just fun to actually watch someone speedrun that at Summer Games Done Quick this year.
Oh god, that would be torture.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, so Splatoon 2 again. We sort of like, I guess we're both in agreements. I guess like Brock, you say to sort of.
I still don't know if I really like it, but I think I like it.
Yeah, and I sort of say like, maybe not jump in right now, but pretty soon if you're interested in this game at all. Like probably before the end of the summer, I think like. It might be too late if you wait longer than that.
It makes me really want Overwatch on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Overwatch that much, but I can see myself wasting a lot of time.
But again, the issue that Overwatch on the Switch would run into is the same one with the Splatoon has, or any multiplayer shooter.
You need single player.
Yeah, exactly, which Overwatch doesn't have.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because actually Overwatch single player would be amazing. All right, next up, Telltale Games had a whole bunch of announcements this week that we're going to sort of dive into. So they had their like Summer 2017 update, which is kind of like their own little Nintendo Direct, where it was like a 12-minute video they released this week with 3 pretty big announcements on it. So they announced The Wolf Among Us Season 2. Yes. Brock's excited.
I'm very excited for that.
They also announced The Walking Dead, the final season, which I am super excited about.
I am because we get Clementine again.
Yeah.
So I am very excited for that because I did not like 3.
And it's like, it's them wrapping up like her story and the Walking Dead story basically for Telltale, which I'm excited to sort of see come to an end and sort of be like Clementine's like search for family.
I'm surprised they're ending it. I feel like it's such a moneymaker for them.
Yeah, but I think that they know that they can't drag it up too long. That's what we saw with season 3, right? Like,
it was a real drag.
Yeah, but I like how... and this is a connection I didn't really make when playing the New Frontier, but like the thing they brought up in the video is the reason it was structured the way it was structured with Javier is Clementine at the end of season 2 had only like felt betrayed by people and only felt like any type of family she had would fall apart essentially. Whereas season 3, like it was basically her seeing a family that works despite all the obstacles that were put in front of them. Like Javier's family sort of wasn't actually an actual family unit that she hadn't had in a long time. So like basically like the final season is going to be about her trying to find AJ after the events of season 3 and sort of her trying to basically get that for herself again. Like that's sort of like the big overarching theme, which I actually think is a smart idea.
It wasn't executed right. I think it should have just been a trilogy. Cut out the 3rd one, make it 3. Then they could have said, that's the end of the trilogy, and we're going to keep making them, but with new people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still excited to see how that's going to work.
Me too.
All right, and the last announcement that they made, and we saw sort of a trademark leak about this, so this wasn't really any surprise. Batman: The Enemy Within, which is the 2nd season of Telltale's Batman series. They hinted in the brief trailer for it that the Riddler and the Joker are going to be the main antagonists for it.
His name is John Doe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When did season 1 end? I don't feel like it was that long ago.
It was earlier this year because you and I had a big discussion on the show about it. With
we did. So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're throwing this out so fast.
Yeah, not only that, it's coming out August 8th, the first episode. So in 2 weeks, which is crazy.
I like the first 3 episodes so much.
Well, I think that as long as they can end it properly this time, like I think it has a good shot of actually being.
They really set up a cool Batman world though.
Yeah.
Like I love like the story they took.
Yeah.
There were some really cool changes to the Batman like canon.
Yeah. Which we shouldn't spoil. I think that a lot of people should.
Yeah.
I think it's new enough that people should actually go out and still play it. And I think even if you just play the first 3 episodes, I still think it's actually worthwhile to play them because I think they're really well written. And even like some of the normally tedious stuff, like the puzzle solving and stuff from Telltale Games, actually works pretty well.
And it wasn't very buggy. It actually ran okay.
Yeah, unlike The Walking Dead, which broke for you.
We didn't say about The Wolf Among Us too, though. It's not a continuation.
That they didn't say it in the video, but there was a Telltale AMA where they did talk about how there was a big cliffhanger at the end of Wolf Among Us season 1 that apparently is not going to get resolved.
Well, it got resolved in the comics.
Yeah, but not in this.
No, not in this. So it sounds like it's going to be totally different.
We really don't know any other details about Wolf Among Us.
If you have not played The Wolf Among Us, this is your reminder to go download that game because it is incredible.
It's also been free on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold more than a couple times. So I think almost everyone who's wanted it probably has it by now.
It's Telltale at its finest.
Yeah. It's one of the better Telltale games.
And when am I finally getting my new Guardians episode?
Well, funny you bring that up because Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 3, More Than a Feeling, is coming on August 22nd, which is pretty soon.
Why is there such a delay in these episodes? I don't even remember
They're
what
so
the
far
last
up-
episode was. I remember it being really boring.
I'm actually kind of glad that I took the decision of like, I'm just going to wait to play Guardians when it's
Fuck,
done.
you're lucky.
Because it's good. Been taking them forever for the Guardians.
I don't know what's going on, and it was really short. Yeah, I'm not feeling this season at all.
Yeah.
It's really weird, too, that they're putting out coincide with the movie.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it coincides with the movie, but it has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems like bad timing.
Especially because the spoiler for the first episode, they kill Thanos.
Yeah, that was very, very strange.
It was in the trailer too, so it's not even much of a
Yeah.
spoiler.
It's a little weird.
It was really, really weird. I'm still waiting for Thanos to return.
He's obviously
There's no
good.
way he's dead.
He's obviously coming back.
yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That was very odd.
And also, we don't really know much about the third episode either.
No,
So-
there hasn't been a trailer or anything.
There's
has
like
there?
a couple of screenshots because Comic-Con's happening while we're recording.
I
It's
know.
happening this
I want to
weekend.
hear about Green Lantern getting announced.
Please.
He's getting announced. You guys, rumor patrols.
Yeah, there's been talk that they're going to do a Green Lantern core movie for a while now.
Yeah.
Where
But he's going to be in the Justice League.
we'll have more than one Green Lantern. So let's see if
Well, I mean,
Green
between
Lanterns
that
right
that
now.
rumor and Ben Affleck leaving the DCU, it's just been rumors all week with them.
Did you guys see that poster that came out this morning? The Alex Ross one.
No.
I like Alex Ross.
I don't like it. I just don't get the Flash. That kid Ezra Miller seems like the best dude to hang out with, and he looks like he's having a ton of fun to be there. It's unfortunate the movies just aren't fun.
Or it's unfortunate that his suit looks really dumb.
His suit looks also horrible. I do not like it. Why
Yeah.
does the TV show Flash suit look way better?
Because the
Yeah.
TV shoot Flash looks like the actual Flash.
Because
This guy
Snyder,
looks like he
because
wants-
Snyder wasn't involved.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, Aquastar Jason Momoa dropped a very early spoilery photo on Instagram early this morning ahead of Warner Brothers presentation, and Green Lantern's in the background of.
Though that's not the right Flash suit, so it
Yeah.
might be. Who
It might
knows?
be fake.
But yeah, there is a Green Lantern there.
What if the part of the reshoots that they're doing is that they give him an actual Flash suit that doesn't look terrible?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Damn it, bro.
Like, what's wrong with Cyborg? Cyborg looks so beat too. Like, why do they keep showing that trailer where he's clearly the special effects aren't done on him? It does not look good.
Yeah. I don't like the Cyborg was made by a mother box origin that they're doing. I think that's kind of lame. Just because then it's just like, well, he's basically got magic robot powers.
I just want that Blue Beetle show or movie. Is it
Yeah.
a movie at this point or a TV show?
Who knows?
Something.
Didn't
Why are
you-
they putting out Shazam next? That
Didn't
doesn't
you
doesn't make
ask
any
us
sense.
like a few months ago who the fuck Blue Beetle was?
Well, after Injustice, now I'm into it.
Yeah.
Now I'm loving them.
I remember-
Thank you, Injustice, for opening my world to them.
I literally
Young
remember like
Justice.
3 months ago where we had this conversation.
Well,
where you were
now
like,
I'm a
who
fan.
the fuck is this?
Yeah, I had no idea. Now I'm like stoked on it.
Yeah.
They look cheesy as hell.
That's
Sweet.
Yeah. He was pretty cool in Young Justice as well. I liked him in that.
Nice. So before we move on to our next story, what do we think about just Telltale at all? Do we think there's like too many announcements coming from Telltale? Do we even care about
Too many
I'm
announcements.
so Telltale'd out. Like, I'm so burned out on Telltale stuff and Telltale news. I feel like we got really excited about a bunch of their projects. They announced Game of Thrones, what the Marvel thing was going to be, which became Guardians of the Galaxy, and a few others. And then
Well, they also have that Lionsgate thing that they're doing, their original property that's
Yeah.
also coming at some point too.
yeah, and I just kind of feel like a bunch of those didn't quite live up to expectations. And now they just keep rolling out more and more stuff. Like Wolf Among Us 2, like who knows what the fuck that is even.
Because they didn't say anything.
Fix your engine. That's what I want. I want a
Yeah.
fixed, stable engine.
But that's the big issue that I was going to bring up is that their engine is still broken. It's not broken every time, and it's not broken for everyone. But when it breaks, it really takes you out of the experience, and they can't focus on it if they keep churning out games.
Yeah.
Because they kind of work the same way like a sports studio, like the Madden studio does, or the NHL studio does, where they have very short development cycles, and most of the teams are sort of on those development cycles. They're not really. I don't necessarily know if there's just a dedicated team working on the engine, and how would they even implement that in like within the development cycles of those games?
Why don't they just finish like all 5 episodes and then release them on like a certain like every like Friday of like the month or something, instead of like this like let's
Telltale
wait 3
Friday.
months to drop a new episode, because it's really annoying.
Yeah, that was the thing that actually killed Tales from the Borderlands for me, was the same issue, whereas like months and months between episodes with no word about when the fuck they're coming out. Because Telltale, I kind of like that they wait till like the last minute to say, oh, by the way, this is coming out next week. Look for it pretty soon. I kind of like that approach that they take to their release schedule. But at the same time, I don't like sort of the radio silence that they have about a lot of these projects too. And I'm sort of in the same boat as you, Drew. I always feel like I'm really sick of Telltale announcements. I mean, every time there's a property that I sort of care about from them, I get a little excited, but then then I really think about it and I'm like, well, not really that excited, because they don't really do too much that other Telltale games really haven't, especially because they're all working from like the same like comic style that they've been working on since like episode 1 of Walking Dead, like a long time ago. Like they really don't change too much. Like the writing changes, and definitely the writing evolves and is better or worse depending on the property. But the games themselves always play the same and
I
kind
feel
of
like the stakes got lower too. There wasn't any big decisions in like any of the recent ones.
Yeah, Batman. It didn't have big decisions, but it had like really game-changing decisions in the sense that it changed sort of the way that the story sort of played out. But like, what are the challenges like choices like in Guardians? I have no idea.
There's no challenges. There's like no decision making at all.
Or like Minecraft, everyone keeps forgetting Minecraft story mode's out too. So Telltale has a lot of stuff in the back.
I think only Sean Capri is playing that one.
Yeah, part of the show, Sean Capri. Big fan.
So, guys, there's one thing I quickly want to mention, because you guys were talking about Batman, and it suddenly reminded me of the coolest fucking thing I ever saw, which is there's Brock.
So now we know who Batman is.
Yeah, Brock is Batman, confirmed.
Yep.
Well, there is a new Batman comic book. It was actually a new Justice League comic book, and it's called Dark Knights with an N as in the evening. Dark Knights Metal. And it is the Justice League from a dark universe where everybody is Batman, but also evil. So you've got like Batman Flash. He's Flash, but he's got bat ears. Instead of Superman, it's Batman Doomsday.
Makes sense.
Instead of Wonder Woman, it's Batman Ares. And then they all have weird names. Like I can't remember. Like the Aqua, it's not Aquaman, it's Aqua Woman, but it's Mira, who's like Aquaman's wife, and she's called the Drowned. There's a Batman cyborg. It's really weird. It's really fucking trippy and bizarre.
That sounds very odd.
Really
Isn't
weird.
Venom doing something similar too? Where there's like
everybody's
700 Venoms?
Yeah, they've done that a few times. So that's it. There, I'm showing Brock.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the art.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
They kind of look like Power
I'm
Rangers.
into
So
that.
everybody's Batman.
I like the Flash one. Looks ridiculous. Looks like Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
It just-
And so it's a universe where Batman, it's like a dark universe where Batman, when his parents die, he becomes obsessed with like bringing them back to life, and somehow that leads to there being some kind of super evil Batman Justice League. I don't know.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, because we're sort of pressed for time here. Casey Hudson is returning to Bioware.
Yeah, the fuck?
What the hell is this about? So, after 17 years at Bioware, Aaron Flynn, who is Bioware's general manager, has stepped down from the company. However, the surprising part of his announcement of his departure was that Casey Hudson would be returning to BioWare as BioWare's new general manager to sort of oversee all their projects.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Casey was, of course, the project director on Knights of the Old Republic as well as the Mass Effect trilogy. He left BioWare in 2014 to go work at Microsoft on HoloLens and whatever the fuck else he worked on at Microsoft, because we still haven't seen any of that bear fruit.
Beats me.
So,
This is exciting news.
Drew, what do you think about this?
I'm deeply confused. I'm a little worried. Does this mean there was a problem with Anthem? Though, to be fair, Aaron said that the reason why is because he had some life changes and decided he wanted to do something else.
Yeah, it sounds like he just wants to retire just from the industry, just in general.
Yeah,
He's
like
ready
he
move
wants to
on.
move on to something else for a reason game development was not agreeing with him. that could also mean that he was just really mad with like management over at Bioware and or dealing with EA or something. Who the fuck knows? Casey coming back is great. I think Casey's fucking awesome.
In fact, one thing that a lot of people don't know about Casey is like Mass Effect was his baby.
Yeah.
And then Anthem was sort of like his like big vision for the future of BioWare. Like that was like a project mostly pitched by Casey to the company. So for the most part, like it's awesome to see like the person who first sort of pitched the idea of Anthem coming back to the company after being away and then coming to work essentially with the company on Anthem. Like I think that that's pretty cool. I don't know necessarily how this is sort of work sort of long term from BioWare. I mean, he's not a game director now, so someone else, like whoever's directing their two projects in the work, which are Anthem and then the new Dragon Age, which we know thanks to a number of people leaking the fact that it exists, we know Dragon Age 4 is coming. So and that's sort of their next big.
Well, they confirmed that they're working on it too. Like we knew that was like we knew like it just hasn't been formally announced.
Yeah.
But much like Dragon Age 3 or aka Inquisition, they've been very open in talking about that they're working on it, even though it's not a game yet. I remember going to the panel for Dragon Age, the post Dragon Age 2 panel.
Yeah.
They're like, it's officially not a game, but it's totally a game, and it's not really. We can't really talk about it much, but it's totally set in Orlais. You know, like they totally knew what was coming from that game. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's exciting news, and I hope sort of, again, this sort of maybe gets BioWare back on track, because, again, a miss like Mass Effect Andromeda, even if it wasn't a really bad game, I think it was at least an okay game, can sort of bring down a lot of companies. But I think BioWare, like hopefully with their next two projects at least, with Casey at the helm, I think that maybe this sort of helps them like be motivated to make sure that those are going to be properly handled when they come out anyways. Like I don't think we're going to see another Mass Effect Andromeda situation from them. At least I hope not. I really do, because I know we're all pretty excited about Anthem anyways.
Fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, especially not with the fact that Edmonton is working on these games, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the right hands again.
Yeah.
Thankfully. All right, so we're going to sort of wrap up some news stories this week. Evo was this week, so a lot of these are all fighting game stories, but they're actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So first up, 4 new characters for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite were revealed. Nemesis, Hagar, Frank West, and Spider-Man. Note that 3 of the 4 of them are Capcom characters. Were all added to the roster.
Who's Hagar?
He's from Final Fight. He's like the shirtless dude.
Excuse me. Mayor Hagar?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mayor Hagar?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will never get the key to the city.
No,
wherever he mayors.
All these characters were in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, so they're not necessarily new to the franchise.
Spider-Man is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Nemesis?
Yeah, Nemesis was in the Ultimate version of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. He uses rocket launchers and stuff. He's cool.
Who is he?
He's Nemesis from Resident Evil 3.
Oh, that Nemesis.
Yeah, he was also in the hit movie Resident Evil Apocalypse.
That's true.
The hit movie.
As was I.
Yeah, and that's true. You were actually.
Yes.
Were you a zombie?
No, I was not. I was an extra. I held the door shut. I wasn't even an extra. I was a PA, and I held the door shut on that movie.
Yeah, because that was actually
That's an
filmed here in
important
Toronto.
Yeah, that was the one thing I did. Like I was like an intern PA from another production company on loan to help them out on a big shoot one day, and they needed a door held shut because it kept floating open, and they ran out of sandbags, and they're like, "Yeah, you kid, just go hold the door shut." So that was my claim to fame.
Wow.
Uncredited door holder.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, 3 new fighters have been confirmed for Dragon Ball FighterZ. So Piccolo, Krillin, and Future Trunks have all been confirmed. It was also announced that there would be a closed beta coming sometime next month, with signups starting on July 25th. So if you're interested in playing this game, it will actually contain 10 fighters. 9 fighters have been announced. So there's some other character that they haven't announced yet. But either way, there's a free beta coming next month. So sign up. Look for signups. I think it's next Tuesday, the 25th.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
to play
we need
Future
to get on
Trunks.
this because I'm really excited. They actually released a trailer with Trunks this week, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, it is Tuesday. So folks at home, if you're interested at all in this, go look on Bandai Namco's Twitter page on Tuesday for beta signups for this. All right, next up, Arc System Works has announced Blaze Blue Cross Tag.
Yeah.
It's a 2v2 fighter that uses the same mechanics as Blaze Blue, but features tag in and out combat with characters from Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena, Under Night in Birth, which is like another weird fighting game franchise that I'd never heard of, and Ruby, which is the anime show from Rooster Teeth. It's not really anime, but it's like in the style of anime. It's coming sometime in 2018, and I'm really excited because I actually really like Blaze Blue a lot. So this actually looks like a lot of fun. It looks like very much like Marvel vs. Capcom meets Blaze Blue, which is pretty cool.
Cool. I should play Blaze Blue. I think those games look beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not like it, the visual novel story, but I do really like Blaze Blue a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
I think the Blaze Blue series is like the best series of fighting games that's out. Guilty Gear is like a close second for me, and they
Awesome.
come from the same company. All right, next up, Undertale's PS4 and PS Vita port finally has a release date. It's coming on to PS4 and Vita on August 15th, and it is cross-buy, so if you buy the PS4 version, you also get the Vita version for free.
Also, you can get a physical version of it.
Yeah, you also can get a super limited physical version. I think it's just on limited run, and there's only 5,000 copies of it.
Yeah, which is not very many.
No. They're doing the same thing for Night Trap when Night Trap comes out as well. Whenever the fuck that's happening.
Yeah.
Get hyped. And the last announcement just will warm Brock's heart so much. Ubisoft has announced that PvP is finally coming to Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Good. That's the news I want to hear, Ryan.
Finally.
In the form of 4v4 mode called Ghost War. There will be an open beta this summer, with the mode coming sometime this fall. Yay. I mean, it's news, and we had to talk about it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Also, Ghost Recon, according to NPT, still number one best-selling game this year.
Yeah.
But Zelda moved into number 2. For Honor is now bumped down to number 3.
Wow.
I gotta talk about this breaking news here. They just announced the Flash. They just announced the Flash movie, and it's Flashpoint.
Oh no!
Why?
Why? It's so early. Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, Suicide Squad 2, The Flash, Green Lantern
Legend
Corps,
4.
Jesus League Dark, The Batman,
Jesus League Dark.
Batgirl,
Justice League.
Justice League. Jesus League. would be way
I'm
better.
excited for Justice League Dark because you know who Justice League Dark is, right? It's Constantine. It's Swamp Thing. Dead Man.
Is it still Del Toro doing it though?
No, I think he might be producing, but he's not directing.
Yeah.
If Del Toro was directing, I would be like so fucking excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Batgirl. That's a movie I'm really excited about. I
Yeah,
really like
Joss
Batgirl.
Whedon does Batgirl?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that'd be great.
That's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
And then the Batman, of course, we just keep hearing nothing but troubles with it. But it was on Brock's list, so maybe it eventually will be a movie that exists.
Maybe one day.
All right, let's talk about this week's new releases real quick. So, Fortnite finally comes out this week.
Yeah.
The game that's been in development for fucking ever, which looks okay.
It doesn't look that great to me.
I don't know. I'm gonna. Isn't it free?
Is it free to play?
I don't.
Who knows?
It is.
I don't know.
I'm
I was
gonna
gonna
try
try it if
it,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm going to try
I'd
to
have
play
to look
that
it
game.
up.
We'll
I
see
don't
what
think it's
happens.
free to play.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It doesn't come out till Tuesday, so we'll find out then, I guess. Fate Extella, the Umbral Star, comes to Nintendo Switch this week. If you wanted a Muso based off the Fate Stay Night universe,
Do
get
I?
hyped. Next up, Pyre, the new game from Sledgehammer game. Not Sledgehammer, the company that made
Supergiant.
Transistor. Supergiant. There
Yeah.
you go.
The guys who did Transistor and
Bastion.
yes, Bastion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The game written by Greg from GameSpot. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It looks like a pretty fun game.
He's the
It's-
writer on all those games.
It's a lot of multiplayer though this time around, I think.
Yeah.
But it still looks like it's pretty fun. Next up, the Fable release we've all been waiting for. Fable Fortune comes out this week.
What?
The Fable card game.
They're still putting Fable games out?
No, this is the
delayed one.
This is the one that
They've all been delayed. That doesn't narrow it
Yeah.
down.
No, but this is the one that basically the ex Lionhead developers were
yeah.
developing, and Microsoft basically gave them the blessing to use the Fable name
I see.
on this card game. So it's a Fable themed card game. Yeah, I know how much Brock loves card games.
I'm good without ever playing that one.
It's actually a free to play game.
Hey, ex Lionhead developers, I'm gonna let you know you would have been better off not to use the Fable license at all.
What you gonna stand there like a lemon?
Oh fuck.
Oh Jesus.
Chicken chaser?
Chicken Chaser.
Chicken chaser?
Chicken Chaser.
Oh my god.
There goes Chicken Chaser.
There's got to be a card called Chicken Chaser in this game.
There better be.
If there's not, heads are gonna roll. because it's just not the same, man.
There better be a card called Broken Promises.
Is it online only?
Of course.
Oh.
It's a card game.
Okay, just wondering.
What makes you think they're offline only card games?
I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be very long to get into a match.
I mean, if you want to play a hot game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links or Magic Duels, you need to be online.
That reminds me, I just got Super Hot for the PS4. I got to play that.
Oh, yeah, you should play that.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
All right, next
That's
up,
a great segue.
Thanks.
Hey Pikmin is finally out this week.
That's the 3DS Pikmin game.
That's the 3DS
Oh, why is
2D Pikmin game that, by the way, does not use 3D.
I want it on my
It's permanently
Switch.
disabled. Yeah, but they're already developing it for the 3DS. so it's
But
good.
it's like just like a platformer. It's not like you play as your little astronaut guy and the Pikmin
Olimar.
follow you around. Do you?
Yeah.
Do they?
They still follow you around and you use them strategically.
Oh, okay, but it's in like
But it's
platformy.
basically a 2D platformer,
Yeah.
essentially. Again, just like this and Metroid Samus Returns, Brock, now you know how I feel about that not being on Switch. It makes me real sad because now I have to dig up my 3DS to play it. Even though that's the game I'm most excited about.
Well,
this year.
thankfully, you could buy a new Nintendo 2DS XL.
That's the next new release this
All
week.
right.
The 2DS XL is out. It came out on Friday. We didn't mention it on last week's show, so I mentioned it here.
You know what else came out Friday?
What's that, Brock?
Dream Daddies.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to go play the shit out of tonight. I am so excited.
The real question is your Dream Daddy going to look like you, Brock?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, okay then. Problem solved.
Yes.
You want to date yourself?
Yes, pretty much. It's going to be very sexy.
I mean, it's his
We're
dream
gonna get
daddy.
it on.
Brock is taking narcissism to the next level.
I am so excited for this game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be all over that
Lots of
tonight.
people on the internet are playing Dream Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it to Switch. Let's do this.
yeah.
Well, we do need more dating sims on Switch. And last
Yes. And we need more daddies on Switch.
Yeah.
that's also-
Hubba.
last but not least, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogies Stormy Ascent DLC. Yes, somehow a game collection of 3 games from PS1 has DLC. Is out this week. It was actually a cut level from the original Crash Bandicoot. The reason they cut it, it's too hard. So if you wanted a level that was even harder for Crash Bandicoot, there you go. It's free to download until August 19th. Then you have to pay $4 for it. So
$4.
so you claim it now, even if you don't have the game, you can actually claim the DLC for that, which is pretty nice. All right, so before we go, let's talk about what we've been playing that are not Splatoon and the Destiny 2 beta Gojo.
I was playing Until Dawn and I finished it, and it's really fun.
How many people lived?
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
50-50.
I feel bad because 2 of the people died for like really stupid reasons. One of them was like, I just missed the shot during a QTE and the person died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Chris. And then Jessica died because I didn't go the fast route on when trying to rescue her. So I didn't get to do her little section of the game where she's in the mines.
Yep.
It's a really great game. It's really fun. You know, I'm playing through it again now. I went back to the part where Jessica died so I could try to rescue as many people as possible. I don't give a fuck about Josh. I'm not going to try to.
What?
I've been told that if you find all of Hannah's diary entries, then
That's how you save him, basically.
then he'll live. But then someone else has told me that like he lives, but he turns into a Wendigo no matter what you do. I can't find like a straight answer on the internet.
I had him live. The
Yeah.
only one I
That
lost.
is
The only
actually-
one I lost was Hayden Pantera.
Okay, spoilers, Drew.
Yeah,
Spoilers for Until Dawn. That's actually how.
for a 2-year-old game.
That's the only way he lives is that he turns into a Wendigo.
He does?
Yeah.
I thought he lives normally.
He can't live normally. They basically find him in his basement years later as a Wendigo. Essentially, that's
Yeah.
It's like the after credit scene.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's either that or he gets his head crushed by the Wendigo Hannah,
yeah,
and you know it's her because she's got the butterfly tattoo.
yep.
Yeah,
And that's how he knows to stop her because essentially the clues clue him into who she is, so that he figures it out and then he basically stops her essentially.
So I don't know if I care about that or not. Who knows?
The real thing is, thank God you finally played Until Dawn because that game's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. I mean, I started to realize sort of like how shallow some of the decisions are like afterwards. We sort of realize like, oh, different things will happen and you'll see different scenarios, but ultimately it just boils down to, does this person die or not?
Yeah, and some of the decisions are a lot bigger than the other ones. Like some of them don't mean anything, but other ones mean, oh shit, this person's dead.
So I got a question for you. The part where you're doing like the where you later find out is Josh answering the questions to the psychiatrist, where he's like asking you what scares you most and who do you like the least and stuff like that. Does that have any bearing on the gameplay?
It has a little bit of bearing on the gameplay as what you'll see in the environment, but otherwise not much.
Yeah, so like it was like do you like scarecrows? And I noticed scarecrows popped up a lot.
It's more like stuff like, for example, are you more afraid of spiders or birds? And if you pick spiders, you'll see like some spiders in front of the camera sometimes.
Right. Yeah. For me, it was I picked scarecrow, so there was some scarecrow shit.
Yeah.
And there was like a scary picture of a scarecrow later, and yeah.
Again, they're not sweeping changes or even changes meant to freak you out. It's just a matter of they're just there, which is kind of cool. I just like how they add to the experience that way.
The other game I played was Avon Colony.
Yep. Oh, you did?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, which is like a space sim city. Like you're building a space colony. It's pretty cool so far. I cannot tell you. I'm working on a review and it's embargoed until Tuesday, so I can't give you a score.
Yeah, we can
on
talk
that
about
one.
that when you come back.
Yeah, we can. I'll do a written review for the website too, though. So you can go there and check it out on Tuesday.
Cool. Brock?
Yeah.
What have you been playing besides Splatoon?
Besides Splatoon, Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Wonder
I remember
Boy.
you saying you really liked that game.
I really
surprised.
liked it.
Yeah.
I love it. I had to use a strategy, like YouTube videos to get through because it was very confusing.
Yeah, because it is a Master System game.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of really confusing elements.
And I got sick of dying constantly. That was awesome. Splatoon, some Doom.
Yeah. Did you find the finish?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Getting there?
Getting there. And I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep playing Thumper too. That game is just so fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
As for me, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, but I'm pretty much at the end because I've beaten the first raid boss, which is like not the first raid boss, but like the first like raid that they've made available. So
That's
now
cool.
I'm kind of ready officially to take a big break from that game.
Yeah.
And sort of write sort of my overall thoughts on that. It's a doozy because I love that game so much, but I am ready sort of for a break. Final clock time, by the way, on completing everything that I've completed, 272 hours. Get hyped, everyone.
That's a lot of time, dude.
Wow.
It's a lot of time.
Wow.
I don't go outside much.
You can tell.
Thanks. Whatever that means.
Oh, I've been playing with a fidget spinner because I finally got one.
Yeah.
And I forgot it. Otherwise, I'd be having it in my hand right now.
You also saw my response to that, right?
Yes, I did.
You're a little behind the curve on that one, my
I'm
friend.
a little late on that one, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, it's just like being into Pogs now.
I didn't know if that $5 investment was worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Really penny pinching on that one.
They sell them at my local bodega, and I was like, maybe I should just go for it.
They
They
were-
were like crazy on sale because like the fad is pretty much over.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like literally everywhere.
There's officially fidget spinner porn out there. That's how you know we've hit like mass market appeal.
Yep.
There's like a guy
We've
who
hit
like
the
spins a
apex.
fidget spinner
Well,
on his
I'm
wiener.
going to keep up my fidget spinning addiction.
Yeah, put it on your ding dong.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, it only took us an hour to get to dicks.
What are you talking
Usually-
about? You
I
mentioned
think I
that
started
the
out
very first
right out with a dick.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the show.
I should really keep track.
Why don't we just put a counter on the bottom of
Yeah.
the screen post? Jesus Christ. All right. I also played some Danganronpa Ultra Dispersal Girls.
Cool.
I still really like that game. I also tried to go back and play Kingdom Hearts. Go
Ooh.
over well because I don't like
Oh.
the controls in that game.
Really? I don't mind them. They're so simplistic.
I don't like that jump is the circle button. I don't. It's awful. It pisses me off. It's just like when I play Splatoon and I don't mind the motion controls.
Oh my god, you like the motion controls?
Let me finish.
Okay.
But I turn them off completely because I didn't say I like them. I said I didn't mind them. But you can't invert them.
Oh yeah.
And because you can't invert them, I can't play that way.
I don't know how you could play with the motion controls on that game. They are not good.
I think like on some of the maps, like it actually is actually quicker than using the analog stick, but I can't do that if it's not inverted because my brain breaks because I'm one of those broken inverted people. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the show for the day. On that note, Drew Plugs go.
I'm at D McMillan on Twitter, and my RoboCop thing is coming. I'm hoping to get it finished tomorrow. It's so close to being finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. And Brock, what's going on with you, buddy?
You can find me playing Hot Daddies and spinning a fidget on my dick at hotdaddiesfidgetspinning.com
You're also-
or brockstargaming.com
Boom.
Yeah.
or Brock McLaughlin on Twitter.
Boom.
Cool.
And of course, go read Brock's review in progress of Splatoon 2 as well. He goes into a lot more depth than we sort of had time to go to here on the show. Last but not least, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. You can also find us on game-moost.com with all the game-mooseiness of the moosiness.
Yeah.
I do have some stuff coming up, but I've sort of been procrastinating because I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. But
Now that that's over.
I have time to do other things now.
Free.
like
We will see Ryan again.
like going to watch all Friday the 13th movies in a row again. It's gonna be great.
Didn't you do that last weekend?
I'm gonna do it again, actually.
Oh boy.
You went and did this somewhere, or did you do it at
No,
home?
I have the collection on my shelf across the room from us.
That's terrifying.
I need to watch Jason Takes Manhattan again because he needs to take Manhattan twice in 1 week. All right.
Fair.
There was also something I was going to mention. Oh yeah, by the way, Drew,
Yes.
you're going to be away the next
Yes.
couple weeks. So
I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to be in the woods.
So have fun. Have a good vacation.
Thank you.
We'll see you when you come back. Brock, you're stuck with me next week.
I am.
And a special guest to be announced. I could say who that is now, but just in case.
It's Satan.
I don't want to curse.
We have Satan on the
I don't want to
show.
curse our special guest, so I'm not going to say it now.
I can't believe you guys got Satan again.
I
when
know.
I wasn't here.
Right?
Yeah, it's like Pokeroo. Like whenever I'm not here, you guys get Satan on the show. It's
I can't help
unbelievable.
it. All the religious people have been telling me for years that Satan really loves video games, and so we had to bring him on the show.
Yeah,
Which
that's
makes
true.
sense.
He does.
He loves Dream Daddies, I hear.
Yeah.
Clearly. Or Comic Con.
Yeah. He also
right.
really likes Bayonetta for some reason. It's confusing.
For sure. Anyways, for Drew McMillan, Brock McLaughlin,
Pew, 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 pew.
and myself, Ryan Turford, this has been episode 87 of the Game Moose podcast, and we're out.
Bye, friends.